Okay, I want you guys to petition some companies for some changes. We want VMware took out support for PC speaker. QEMU went so far as to emulate it if there's not a PC speaker. So we want VMware to emulate or support it. Our songs are done with PC speaker. Here's the best song by the best angel in all eternity. Risen. I like this song. Okay, so if we do a drive report, the RAM disk is a Red Sea file system. We want to petition Linux and Windows and VMware, Microsoft, to VMware and Microsoft to we want them to support Red Sea so that we can get rid of support for FAT32 and we can get rid of support for ISO 9660. Let me explain. We want minimum lines of code. We have a limit of 100,000 that I set for all time. In our disk, we have 1,000 lines of code for FAT32. Only 300 for ISO 9660, and then there's another. Then to make ISO files, like a ISO, that's another 500. So here's the plan. We tell them to support Red Sea, and then we get rid of our support for FAT32 and ISO 9660. So the FAT32 has, my implementation has some bugs anyway, or not bugs, they're just, I didn't want to do, it will corrupt your partition if you mess with short names. Anyway, I don't care, I want to get rid of FAT32. Not only will it save those, but all through my code, I have switch statements. And just look at how pretty this gets if we get rid of all but one file system. It's just one file system. All that code gets pretty. We get rid of the... so those switch statements are all over the place. Then we have the actual code itself. It's probably, 3,000 lines of code that we save. Or maybe not. Anyway, now, what is the Red Sea? Well, the Red Sea is a simple file system. It's designed to be as simple as possible. When I was a kid, I had a Commodore, and I read the directory block, and I looked at the block chains. It had chains of blocks. Anyway, FAT32 has a FAT table. This is similar to FAT32, I guess. It has an allocation table, not a FAT table, just 1 bit per block. And I just recently changed it so that it doesn't have clusters, it just has blocks. It's one sector per cluster. And just recently I changed it so that all the block numbers are absolute. So in the directory entries, it's not relative, it's just an absolute block. So it's not a cluster. So we eliminated the whole concept of a cluster. It's just blocks. And anyway, so we have a fixed length file name, that's good enough. I don't care. It's 64 byte entries. They're kind of expensive when you have thousands. It doesn't work very well if you do control. Okay, control D is the. Oh, let me say one more thing. This should be like a 1040 easy tax form. Think they don't just throw extra entry boxes on a 1040 EZ. It's like it needs approval, and it's a major. In other words, these should not. We don't want any extra entries in these standards. Anyway, and another cool thing is this standard. My find files. The format on the disk is just like the format you get back from the. It's like we don't have a virtual file system anymore. It's just a file system. The format is the same, so I just pull it right off the disk and stick it into a memory structure and return it to you. Anyway, so what is the plan? Let's see. So Control D. I'm going to go to my. I'm just going to get some garbage files and put a Control Shift Insert. I just copied some files onto the RAM disk. Now I'm going to say drive B directory. So now. If you look at the directory, you can say mask and then you can say full. So if I say star full, now we have the cluster numbers. On Red Sea, clusters are blocks. So that'll be nice. We can get rid of, as a matter of fact, we can, when we simplify, when we get Linux and Windows and VMware to support Red Sea, then we can get rid of the whole concept of cluster. There will be no more clusters. It's just blocks. They still need to be allocated, but we'll just have read blocks, not read clusters. So I can. So this is a RAM disk, so I can corrupt this just for fun. So if I say dump, oh, let's see. Hold on a second. Dir star true. So the current directory is dot. So there's the block. So if I say dump block, whoops, I screwed it up. I almost did that the other day. So the other day, oh, dump block. As a matter of fact, you can say dump block and then say write. So if you say write, oh, first of all, let's see. Look at web is 907D. So let's look at the directory entry web 907D. It's 64 bit. Now I added comma true, so it's going to write. When I hit escape, it's going to write this block. So we can edit this. Let's put some. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I'll hit escape. Now it just wrote those. Now if I say directory, directory. Ooh, what did I do? As long as it's not the wrong drive. Oh, there it is. I wasn't paying attention. So I changed those to spaces. Anyway, so I think yes. So my FAT32 will corrupt the partition if you access it from Windows, or Linux. That's because of the short name. You have a long name. This is a long name, and what it does is it makes an extra entry. This is and then it says tilde1, something like that. And then if you have another one, then it does tilde2. Mine doesn't bother checking, so it's not worth my time to bother with that. We're going to get rid of it. On orders from God, we're going to tell them to support Red Sea, please. Anyway, so that's the plan. This is supposed to be, everybody's supposed to be happy about God's temple. It's supposed to be perfect, without blemish.